Hi everybody. So I think you all probably know me. I mean, even Jenny, the visitor, bless her, we've networked for a while previously. So I'm Stacey Calder. You guys will know that as of December 2025, Jen handed the 1N brand over to become part of the Business Success Network. So what myself and Matt, because Matt's still working really closely with me, we thought it'd be a really good idea to discuss with you guys what that looks like, the vision for 2026, if you like, and how you guys can get the most from it. So, as Tina said, these sessions are a 10-minute insight. We normally get members to talk about their business. Well, obviously, this is now my business, so why wouldn't I do that? But it's coming from a place of I want you to get involved. I want you to have a think about how you can be great members, but also what you want from it. So, Roxy, you are in a brilliant, brilliant place because even if you're brand new and you want to grow, I'm going to talk through some things which hopefully will make you say, actually, do you know what? This is a really supportive network and I can see how it will make us grow. So, any questions at the end, feel free to answer. I was going to do a slideshow and then I thought, no, death by PowerPoint and all that jazz. Let's just keep it really informal and see how we go. So, as I said, I'm Stacey Calder and I've run networks for about 16 years plus. It started off with one called Networking Mummies UK. It was for mums in business. It started off as about 10 business mums in a soft play with their children being very feral, and it turned into 26,000 members across 34 franchises. And I sold my 50% share in that about 8 years ago and set up the Business Success Network because what I realized was it wasn't just mums in business that I was attracting. I was coaching lots of men, startups, all that kind of thing. And so it wasn't really sitting with my audience. And, the mums were very welcome still. And just Business Success Network, it was more inclusive to my audience. So that's how it's set up. During that time, I've facilitated other networking communities for other people. So I used to run the 4N community, which was kind of 30,000 people. And it's just grown from there. And over the years, Facebook I've done training with them. They flew me to Dublin, and I was recognised as one of the community leaders. So I hope you feel like you're in safe hands. Um, but 1N, so 1N was formed during COVID as a bit of a joke, really. It was part of 4 networking back then, and we'd set up these themed groups. And Matt Richardson said, "Let's do a bit of a, not a Mickey take, but a bit of a kind of throw on BNI and the 1C, and let's do that." So what started off as one themed group turned into actually a completely separate business and this whole network that you see now. It grew rapidly during COVID, and my ambition for 2026 is that we grow. So when Roxy said her word was growth, I'm absolutely down for that because that's what we're about as well. I don't want to do it um chaotically. It's got to be, stable, consistent. We're not going to go open 10 new groups. We want to make sure that we're filling the ones that we've got first. We want to make sure that um it's a no-brainer to join, if you like. So I have made some notes, so I am going to have a look at them. But we are different from other networking companies because exactly what Roxy said earlier, for those that are new in their journey, we are really supportive. We've got things like the Academy that we're bringing back in 2026, which means you can access free training every single month. And that is something that I'm going to bring back to the network. It will be for members to be able to showcase their skills and their presentations, but it will also be for the wider BSN network experts. So Laura, for instance, is a BSN expert in utilities. She'll be able to present in the month, offer a training. It could be her goal setting that I keep hearing much about, and that kind of thing. So it will be a member benefit for BSN Pro. I nearly still said 1N. Look, it's hard to not say that. But also to give those presenters a bigger audience, we will throw it out there to other people at a minimal cost of like £5 or something. So it'll always be free for you pro members. So then you get the bigger audience. We can also offer it out as well. And the The whole thing about the academy is that you can learn and develop. So, Roxy, you'd be able to look at the 12 months and say, don't fancy January, but February, I really need to learn from an accountant or whatever. And you'll be able to book in and pick and choose what you attend. So, what's happening in 2026? Well, we're here. There's a new leader, there's a new network, there's a new name, there's a new brand, and it's got a new energy. And that's what I'm asking for you guys. I'm not asking for you to build this network for me. It's not about that. That's my job. However, I'm asking you to grow your groups, to grow your support, your sales team, and your connections, ultimately growing your business. So, what I mean by that is there are three, six, nine, 10 people on this call. If I do this right, this insight, this is about me talking about how you guys can help me by us all working together. You are I've got 9 people here that when they hear, oh, do you know what? My networking's not working for me, or oh, I really need to get in front of new people. Those 9 people are going to say, you need to speak to Stacey Calder. So you are almost like an additional sales team for me without me going out and employing someone. Same with photography. You know, if you hear someone that says, oh, I don't want a stuffy wedding photographer, I want someone who understands how children work and I want this really nice family shoot. Guess what? We're all going to think of Roxy. Roxy's suddenly got this sales team. And it's the same with Jenny and Dragon Ball. I know instantly when Jenny mentioned raising money on the PTA, I'm looking at Laura because I know Laura works with PTAs to help them make money. And that's how one networking works. So that's what I'm asking of you is to grow your own sales team. It's not about the network or doing it for me. It's about doing it for you guys. So we've launched the January incentive. It's all about visitors because we know when you have new faces, it brings new connections, it brings new support. So our January incentive is all around visitors. You will get double Rio points. And I know for those of you that are new in the room, Laura will talk to you about Rio points later. And if you bring a visitor to a different group, so my group is actually on a Monday, I've brought Mr. C along to this one because he's a location-based visitor. It makes sense. So I'll actually get triple points because me and him have come along today. And what that means is it's an incentive. The group with the most points in January will get a prize, and the person with the most visits individually will get a prize. We all know it's bragging rights, right? You want to be the best team. You want to go out there and have brag around the other teams. You just want to annoy Matt Richardson and not let him win. We know. But you also want something nice in the post, I'm guessing. So that's more about the January incentive. As I said, it's all about visitors because we know as a network, probably over the last 12 months, we've got our groups, we've got our communities, and they're really safe, right? We know that the people in here know you're safe. You can rock up each week, you get this warm, fuzzy feeling. And sometimes it's just easier not to invite people in. Well, we're ripping up that rule book and we're saying, no, we want some new faces in 2026. We know that you guys have built this incredible network. You've got all these solid relationships in place. We now want to bring new people in. I know it sounds awful, but new blood and get people focusing on helping them and growing that. So as I spoke about the academy, that's going to be brought back this month. There'll be one a month unless it picks up, and then we can look at it fortnightly. Pro members and BSN experts will deliver those sessions, and pro members can attend for free. BSN members and guests will be just £5. So if, for instance, we've got an accountant that's a member and there is something that actually he thinks, I'm going to attend that, but I want my team to attend it, he can bring his team along for just £5 a person, which is ridiculously cheap training. But as I said, we have to get rid of that comfort of our groups. We have to put our big girl pants on or our big boy boxers, whatever we want to do, and bring in new people into the network. Once they are full, and, you know, we're not saying we've got to have 20 people in the group because, then timings and things start to go a bit mad. We just want to see it nice, healthy numbers, not overly packed, but so that you've got a good variety. Then we will start looking at creating new groups. And I'd love to have 5 by the end of 2026. So I did tell you I'd set some goals. These could be themed. They could be location based. We do have the wider network community groups. So you guys in the Midlands are really lucky because BSN has a Stratford upon Avon group and it has a Warwick and Leamington group. And there's I think there's about 1,000 businesses in there. So they're people that you can be fishing to bring here. Find those people that want the training, want the support, want to network more than just a Facebook community and bring them in for a visit because once they're in, we know most people tend to really enjoy it. So start talking wider business communities. And I am talking to a few community leaders, aren't we, Laura? Maybe about a women's only one and things like that. So just things that match up with the other networks that we've got. So I've skipped a page. Here we are. So for 2026, then, I want it to be the year of growth, but consistent, as I said, thought out with members getting the results and joining their pro groups. Our network can only be successful if it makes you guys successful. And I think that's a really nice way of doing business. It's something, those of you that know Sharon Bott was my old life coach. She told me 15 years ago, and it's how I've always worked. So if you guys are successful, we'll be successful. It's just part and parcel of that. Our Monday, Wednesday, and Friday groups are looking for new members. So if you're here today, we'd love you to have you. Laura's going to chat to you later. As you can tell, the guys have built long-lasting friendships, but we want you to come and nudge us and get part of that. I can't build this network on our own. Jen, bless her, love her. The reason she handed it over was because she didn't have time. I've made time, as I've said, I've dropped my 15-hour a week client, which is a bit scary. But I want us to achieve this together. So it's not just about the January incentive, it's about what this network can do for you guys. And I cannot reiterate that enough. We grow together and your business will thrive. That's the short of it. So small goals I'd like to focus on then, and there's some stuff in here for you guys. So visitor numbers up each week. Do you remember the days when it first started where we'd aim for 2 visitors a week? I bet Laura remembers that. You've smashed that this week, guys. You've got 3. So there you go. Member numbers up. Let's look at these meetings. As I said, it's not for me. I don't care if there's 5 people in a meeting, but for you guys, it brings new opportunities. It brings cross networking between the Business Success Network and the pro groups with using the BSN groups to find other networks. We're going to launch at least 2 new groups and we're going to carry on the discussion around the pro light, which I'm looking at Laura because she was heading that up. So the Pro Light meeting is where for people that cannot commit every week, but we'll have a discussion around that. The website has been sent to me for proofreading, so we will have a brand new website. Well, I say brand new. It will be it has the new flair, it has the new brand on. So yeah, that will be good to go. And there is talk of potentially having an app. So we are going all out guns blazing. The BSN Awards, I couldn't not talk about them. We will have a BSN Pro category where members can nominate other members for their glory on stage. Simon, we know you love an awards gig. I'm looking at you here. But it will be a big visibility opportunity for pro members. So if you want to look at sponsorship or getting involved in that, please do have a chat with me. Now, the things I want you to think about as I finish off. 1, how can you use BSN Pro to support you this year? What do you want to get us helping you with support? 2, how can you use Pro to grow this year and become more visible? Because ultimately that's what you want, right? You're here for an audience. 3, what makes you a great member and a great networker in 2026? And 4, what do you want to see from me? And I say this all the time, but my inbox is literally open. DM me, spam me, email me, shout at me, cry at me, vent at me. I'm here for it. I want ideas. I want everything. So that is my 4 questions to you. It's up to you whether you want to think about them, chat about them, do an in focus on them. I'll leave that to the leadership team, whatever you want to do. But there's the 4 questions. So just again, quickly, how can you use Pro to support you this year? How can you use Pro to grow this year and become more visible? What makes you a great member? Because it's not all on one person, right? This is a team effort. And what would you like to see from me? Ultimately, the network. So that is a very whistle-stop tour of 2026 and what it looks like. I hope you're as excited as I am. Hopefully, I haven't sent Jamie to sleep because I think he was listening to this while I was trying to prep it last night. Um, yeah, any questions?
I think
Simon looks scared.
I think it's just
Just stunned.
thoughts, isn't it? It's lots of like it's very exciting, Stacey. It's really exciting.
I missed about 7 minutes of that, sorry. So I had a phone call that
Good
had to
job
be
it's on
answered.
record then.
Yeah, there we go.
Can I ask a question?
You can, Lewis.
Thank you. So I would love to bring new visitors, but to be honest, I am not great with networking. One end is my hub, and I plan to
Yeah.
go out and meet more people. I'm also very time limited. So my question is, for those of us who are a bit more time limited, what is kind of the main thing that we can help you with? Is it sharing posts? Is it sharing on Facebook? Is it, trying to get the message out to our connection? Like, what would be the biggest help for you with a short space of time?
I think the biggest thing that helps me that would help you is it is visitors. And I'm not saying you have to go and, I am not one of these and it doesn't work. Go and ring 20 people a day, right? That's no. But if you've got someone you really want to work with and you're chatting to them and you're not quite getting that connection or they're not quite ready to buy, invite them along. Because that way they get to see you, your expertise, they get to hear more about you. You're in front of them. Hey, if you're inciting, even better, because they get to see all your credentials, but you're also introducing them to a new audience. So it's like that two-prong approach. Come and listen to me and what I do, but also come and meet my network. And this is why we should work together because here's 9 people that are my sales team. So that's a really easy way of helping the network. But ultimately, you know what the Rio points are all about, sharing posts, helping people. I get really specific. And that's why I asked in the groups last night, who do you want to see as a visitor? Because I don't know, Lewis, who you would work really well with. But if I know that, I can go out and I'm not going, oh my God, I need a visitor. I'm thinking, right, I need someone that's now a VA for a Monday. Who do I know that's a VA? And literally, I've posted it out last night. Mondays are looking for this, Wednesdays are looking for this, Fridays are looking for this, and 3 people jumped on. So it's not about it's a 5 minute job.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
It could be on your bottom of your email. I've seen people put if you fancy networking on their signature strip. Little tiny things, just little baby steps. Cool. Ben,
Not necessarily a question, but a comment. You taking over has literally, I think, given it a new kick up the bum. And I think the membership situation, the financially, it works so much better for everyone.
yeah.
So I really would do want to a hat off to you for remodeling everything.
Thank you. We did say when when we were talking through this, nothing was going to change for you guys. We had to change the name just because we didn't want anyone that had come before us to get grumpy or anything over the name. So it has had a bit of a name change, but in terms of membership structure and things like that, £27 a month all in is, there's no days and membership fees and this, that, and the other. It's very simple to understand all the academies, all the co-working. You can co-work every week and get support there. It's all included in that price. So thanks, Ben.
No worries. I just have one other thing. Are you in control of the bank accounts as well? Because I'm still paying the £20 a month.
Yeah,
Is that
you've
coming
got
directly to you?
you're on the old membership. That's fine. Don't worry. You haven't got to put your prop money up. Don't.
No, but what I meant is nothing's got to change bank
No,
details.
nothing's got to change until you run out. You've bought days in advance, so until yours runs out, Ben, and when it does, when it comes up to that month, we will message you.
Oh no,
But for
actually, I
now,
just
you're sorted because you're really, really on it. Whenever there's a deal, you snap it up. So
absolutely. I just didn't want that 20 quid to be going down the black hole that you can't
no,
actually
oh,
access.
don't worry, I've accessed them.
Brilliant. Fantastic.
Right.
Well, thank you so much, Stacey. That was really good, very informative, and as I said, very, very exciting time. And for anyone like Lewis or, all of us that are thinking like, how can we invite more guests? That's something we will be helping you with, each week with tips and things. And there's lots of information in the Facebook group that Stacey's put in there before on, networking and inviting guests and things like that, so that you can do it in a really nice, comfortable way. As Stacey said, this isn't about ringing 20 people a day or chasing people or anything like that. It's inviting people along that we can help as well, because the support, as Stacey says, the support, the mentoring, the business growth, this isn't just about buying and selling. It's about the whole package that we help people with. So we will help everyone with that as well. Thank you ever so much, Stacey.